Hello everyone, this is Ms. Shenton, and this video will introduce you to the next unit, Unit 2 Rational Numbers, and the project we are going to create throughout this unit. I have a couple of friends that are going to help me introduce the project. So this is my cat. His name is Jack, and Jack is about 10 years old. I adopted him from the pound about 9.5 years ago. And I named him Jack after Jack the Ripper because even before I got him home, he was already tearing holes in the cardboard carrier that they had given me at the pound. And so there were claw marks going all the way through the cardboard. As you can see, he's a fan of using his paws. I will put him up against any messy eating toddler that you know. You can see that's his drop cloth there for when he eats. Because he doesn't like to just use his mouth, he likes to use his hands or his paws. And he will pull the food all the way over there and then clean it off his paws or eat it on the floor. And then of course I have to pick it up. But I don't mind if it keeps him amused. But he definitely likes to use his paws to claw or to eat or do other things. He also has a very unique way of telling me that he's hungry. Here's his I'm hungry meow. I also have another cat that I also adopted that was going to otherwise be sent to the pound, and her name is Pearl. Now, this is Pearl, and Pearl likes circles. And by that, I mean she likes, for example, going in circles, as you can see here. And not only does she like going in circles by chasing her tail, she even likes going in circles on a chair. So kind of like a chair like the chairs that you sit in that spin. Well, Pearl likes to sit on those chairs and spin as well. As you can see here from this view, so here she is spinning in her favorite chair. You notice she's not jumping off. She will do this for ages if I let her. So these are my two cats. And what does that have to do with the project? Well, you might have noticed when I introduced both Jack and Pearl that I talked about where I got them from. I got Jack from the pound, and I saved Pearl from going to the pound. I've always gotten my animals from animal shelters because there's a lot of animals out there who just need a home. And that is going to be a theme for our unit. Unit 2 is about rational numbers, fractions, decimals, percents, things like that. And throughout the unit, we're going to be learning and expanding your knowledge of fractions and decimals especially, and especially working with fractions and decimals on the number line. And we're going to be doing this through a project. So everything we do in the unit, everything we learn will be applied to a project where you and possibly you by yourself or you with another person will design an animal shelter. Now, this unit has 5 levels. The level that you're starting today is novice. So you'll be learning some novice information and you'll be working with some novice ideas, novice meaning new, or kind of like someone who's new to something. And you'll be working with some novice ideas about designing an animal kennel. Now, when you're done with this level, you'll go back to Google Classroom and you'll go to the next level, which is a volunteer, as if maybe you were a volunteer at an animal shelter. Level 3, when you get to that level of knowledge, it would be like being an employee who got paid and who worked there every day. When you get to level 4, you'll be designated a manager, a boss. And then when you get to level 5 of the project, you will mostly have completed your project, you will have designed your animal kennel. You may even have built a model of your kennel and done some math with it. And you will be the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a special word for someone who is the owner or the designer of a new idea. So your animal kennel will be your what you design. And I say animal in general. I used cats because I have 2 cats, but the animal shelter that you design can be for any kind of animal. So at each level, you will have tasks you need to complete before you can level up and go to the next level. So for this first novice level, since you're still learning how to do it, I'm going to go through the instructions with you. I will not do this for every level, but for the first one, I want you to be familiar with it. So this is where your slideshow begins, and you will go through the slideshow and read the directions on each page and follow what it says. So for example, at the beginning of every level, there will be a pre-test. So you'll click on the link to log into Elluminate. You'll find the name of the quiz. You'll take the quiz, and then please double click here in the box and put your score in before you go on. Once you have your score, you'll go to the next slide and you'll choose a pathway. There's only 2 questions in this pretest, so if you scored a 0 or a 1 on the pretest, you're going to click on a link to review the concept before you go to the lesson. If you got a perfect score on the pretest, you're going to go straight to the lesson. So for example, if you got less than perfect on the pretest, you would click on the link and you would follow the steps on this page. So there are 2 steps. You're going to watch a video. You click and watch the video. And then step 2, there'll be some practice. This is to make sure that you're ready for the lesson content that's coming up. And then when you're done with everything on a slide, you always want to look down in the bottom corner where it says when you're done, go to the next slide. So for example, if I had reviewed my concept, then I would go to the next slide and start the lesson. Now you do have some flexibility on working ahead in every level. So if you see an option 1 here that says if you do not want to work ahead, stop here and do nothing, we will do the lesson together in class. So if you're starting the unit early, then and you don't want to try and do the lesson on your own, you can just stop here. If you do want to work ahead, then you're going to click here and there'll be another video that you watch explaining, going through the lesson, and then you'll go on to the next step. After each lesson, there will be a choice task, an auditory, a tactile, or a visual option. You'll read through the options and you will choose one of them, and you will synthesize the knowledge you used in the lesson by completing whatever task you choose. And then of course down at the bottom here it says when you're done, go to the next slide. And you will have a post test. Now I want to tell you a secret about these pre and post tests that you're not going to hear anywhere else. So here it is. The pre and post tests are almost exactly the same as the questions that you will see on the test at the end of the unit. So you'll have your project, and then at the end of the unit, there will be a test. The questions that I put on the study guide, the questions that will be on the exam are almost exactly like the ones that you will see here. So you're testing yourself as you go through. You took the pre-test at the beginning. Now you're going to take the post-test and see if you've improved, and you'll know ahead of time how well prepared are you for the exam. These are the kind of questions you're going to see. So each level has a pre and post test, and I've basically broken up the test questions so that they are all included in these pre and post tests. So once again, you'll click on the link to log into Elluminate. You'll take the post test. Be careful to click post and not pre. And then you will double click in the box to enter the score for your post test. After that, you are almost ready to level up, but first you have to complete your level 1 novice project activity. At this point in the slideshow, you will go back to Google Classroom and you'll click on the second link in the assignment, and the name will always be posted here. So for example, for level 1, when you get to this point, you'll click on the Unit 1, Unit 2, Level 1 Novice Project Activity back on Google Classroom. You will complete that assignment. That is part of practicing or part of design for the animal shelter you and your partner will create. When you are finished with that assignment, then you can turn in the assignment, and congratulations, you will have completed level 1 and you will be ready to level up to the next level, volunteer. So this is the end of the video. It is time for you to go back to the slide that you started on and begin your journey through level 1. Good luck with that. Pearl wishes you good luck as well. In fact, I think she's going to spin one more time just to wish you luck.